Welcome to the Come Join the High Life podcast, home of the hustlers, the innovators, the gifted, and the honorable, where we stay high on love, high on impact, high on faith, and high on energy. So if that sounds like you or what you represent, you're definitely in the right place. Welcome to the Come Join the High Life podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Come Join the High Life podcast. I am your host, Mr. High Life Films.
And it's your lady, Trimita.
Yes, and we are here today on another beautiful day. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. It's a great start to your day. How you doing today?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
Looking good,
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, it got to be summertime. Them kids got to be gone because you is over here glowing and smiling. You woke up all fresh.
Yes. You know, it is summertime. I'm ready for the beach, though. Yeah.
Beach sounds good.
That may be something we get into this weekend.
Yeah. And also, we also have coming up Father's Day, right around the corner. I know everybody don't celebrate Father's Day like Mother's Day. You know, Mother's Day, you got to do four months in advance.
Which they should.
Prepping. But Father's Day, hey, Dad, I bought you a highlighter. Here you go. I love you.
Dads matter as well.
Yeah.
So,
and speaking of Dads matter, and speaking of Father's Day, make sure you guys go ahead and get the book, Dads Matter More, the top 10 lies society is telling you about fatherhood. I think it would be a great discussion to have on Father's Day. Sometimes as fathers, you don't got to get us nothing, but if you want to come and have a nice little conversation with us, I mean, we love to have conversations with our kids, with our family members, and you know, this book is definitely a conversation starter. So make sure you go get that, dadsmattermore.com.
And you know what? Just speaking of like Dads Matter More and Father's Day coming up, like how do you feel in regards to, because I've heard this like numerous of times, that on Father's Day, the dads don't have the kids. But on Mother's Day, the mothers always have the kids. The mothers, like, we kind of give what?
I think you got to switch.
Really?
So on Mother's Day, it's usually we give a mama a break, and all we do is shower her with love. But on Father's Day, the mama drop off the kids to the daddy and be like, "Here, your kids here. There you go." You know what I'm saying? That's my experience. I don't know. Make sure if you guys are out there, please tap in and let us know how y'all feel about the difference between Father's Day and Mother's Day and how that goes.
Yeah. So we have a special guest today. I'm super excited about this podcast because, as you know, I mean, the world is just, is very, how should I put it? It's a lot of life be lifing, the world be whirling, and we be needing people to talk to. We be needing people, you know, to go to and to vent to and to be able to really express ourselves. And a lot of the times, you know, journaling, it does help, but it's nothing like talking with someone when it comes to mental health. Right. So we have a special guest joining us today, my fam, my brother, but most importantly, he is a clinical mental health counselor. So welcome to the podcast. What's going on, LeNario?
Man, good morning, man. Thanks for having me. Hey, real quick though, man, I want to tap into what y'all was just talking about with that Father's Day thing, man. Because I've noticed that a long time ago, and you know, the media markets things to make dad work more. That's their gift. Here's your grill. Here are your tools. Here are your things. Now let's go get to work some more and do some more stuff. You know, on Mother's Day, they say, you know, get flowers, candies, jewelry, trips, massages, all that good stuff. So, you know, I don't know, man. That's a little.
I think that's a valid. I see it all the time. And if you don't hear that, then you hear the mamas on. I'm the mama and the daddy. Like, baby, can we just get one day? Can I get one day? And then they messed around. Y'all got Mother's Day in May. We got Father's Day in June. Then we get one day. They made the whole month Pride Month. I'm like, get the world out of here. Come on, man.
Well, you said a mom and dad, man, but during Mother's Day, I think I was in here cooking, and the kids were talking about Mother's Day, and you know they were referencing the commercial that comes on the radio that said, you know, how important mom is and all that. And I said, man, they be hating on us dads. And he said, it's all right, Dad. You kind of like a mom too. And I'm like, what you mean? He said, because you're always cooking and, you know, and taking care of the kids and doing different stuff. So, you know, you kind of like a mom, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I guess, but I think he was trying to be funny.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny.
I even thought about that in my book about, you know, about the difference, how some people think moms matter more as well. And how your kid said that, you know, you the mom too. Why couldn't just be you the dad that cooks for us and takes care of us? You know what I mean? You know, so that's just like how society just, like you said, they put out those advertisements and society would just make you feel like, and that's kind of cool that we got you here today, talking about mental health, because some dads don't really know how to deal with that. Like, it's cool and we got tough skin, we got thick skin as fathers, but sometimes we look at it like, man, like, do they even appreciate this hard work that I'm doing? Like, this real cool and this bow tie, whatever you gave me, it's cool and all. I love it. You really don't have to give me nothing, because being a father is not a job. It's not, to me, it's not a job, because I love doing it. But, you know,
Yes, sir.
something that it's a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the hardest things to do and one of the most blessing things to your life as well. And you know, and I just wanted to talk about, I know you are a mental health coach. And
Yes, sir.
first, before we get into that, like, what made you even want to get into the mental health?
The mental health field.
Yeah.
Initially, bro, I really had no plans or desires to go to college. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was pretty heavy in the streets, man. I was doing my music thing. And I remember having a conversation with my wife. You know, we were just engaged back then, but having a conversation with her, standing in the bathroom, and she was like, "Hey, man, you know, like what do you want to do? Like, you know, I know you want to chase the music thing, but you know, it's not really popping off as quickly as you would like it to. You know, you have a backup plan. You have something you want to do. If that don't work out." And so, you know, I kind of reflected on that question. And for some reason, they took me back to my senior year in high school, doing a psychology class. And I found it just so fascinating. You know, like pretty much all my life, I would find myself just sitting back and watching people and kind of wondering why they would do the things they do, or uh, what is he thinking about? What is she thinking about? What will make her do something like that? You know what I mean? And so when I thought about it, I said, you know what? I want to go to school for psychology. You know, I want to learn more about people, and I had no idea exactly what direction I was going to go in. You know, my reasoning at that time was, um, unfortunately, I'm a convicted felon. So you know, my charge was new, it was fresh, and so I'm like, you know, I really want to get out of this this lifestyle I was living at that time, but every application I apply for, every job I apply for would turn me down because of my background. So I'm like, yo, you know, if I go to school for 4 years, get a degree, you know, on most applications they ask you is, have you been convicted in the past 7 years? So I'm like, you know, hey, go to school, do a couple of years in school, get my degree, come with some hardware, and then maybe that'll kind of balance it out a little bit. But as I got into school and I started going, and I met the program director, Dr. Winchell. Man, she really took a strong liking to me, man, and my wife, and like really like pushed me to go further, and like kind of opened up my eyes to what was under the umbrella of psychology. And she was like, you know, there are some things that you can do with a bachelor's degree, but in order for you to tap into your real potential and to help like you really want to, you're gonna have to get a master's degree. And so that's what I did, man. I went through, got my bachelor's. Towards that last year, I went ahead and applied for the graduate program, and I graduated 2016 with my bachelor's, and then January 2017, I went straight into the graduate program. And then I did that, and you know, this as I was going, things, personal experiences were kind of like the stuff that I was learning was causing me to look at personal experiences a different way. And then it was like, you know, I had a homeboy that committed suicide in 2008, and that really stuck with me. And I never really understood why. And for the longest, I didn't even believe it was true. I'm like, nah, man, somebody set my dog up and tried to make it look like, you know what I'm saying? But then understanding him, understanding his story, understanding what was going on, understanding his own mental health challenges, things I was getting in school, I was like, oh man, dang, that makes sense, bro. Like, this what bro was going through, like right here. This what he was going through, man. And you know, so I just kept going through, but it was the people along the way in school, man, the professors, the program director that really saw and heard my story, and was like, yo, man, like, you different, bro. Like, you need to, go into it. There's so many people that shy away from therapists, that shy away from mental health, because they don't have someone they can relate to. They don't have someone, so they really pushed me, and then, here it is, man. I'm in it now, and I enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I love how you were just in the bathroom with your wife, and then she just put you with that question, and it just made you just like make that decision right there, like because school going to school is one thing, but it seems to me as if the streets was a heck of a teacher, because like you said, the streets are how you looking at people like, why? I don't know why he doing? Why he think he's so slick? He think he's slick. He think I was born last night. You know what I'm saying? And people will have you instead of you reacting. I tell it to my kids all the time, like you have to be observant. You got to observe what's going on, and you can't be so judgmental of people because you never know what somebody's going through. And I love how you took you took action because you could have said, hey, I'm a convicted felon. I'm a convicted felon as well. And it was sometimes I didn't even feel like the application. I ain't gonna cap. I was like, I know they gonna tell me no. It shuts me off right there. But the fact that you said, hey, well, I got I know they say 7 years, so shoot, I got 4 off real. You know what I'm saying? Go to school for the 4. And then you said you wanted to go do the masters, and I just think that was pretty cool how you took that situation and instead of looking at it like, you know what, I can't do it because ain't nobody gonna hire me. You said, well, let me just go to school for these 4 years. Cause it seems like every application say, have you been convicted in the last 7? Well, I know I can get off these 4 over here. You know what I mean? So,
and a lot of people don't think about that. You know, they don't come from that perspective of, okay, let me pass time by, but not only just pass time by, but have a strategy behind it as well. Go through the process. Talking with your director, talking with the professors and things and that nature.
Talking with your wife.
Talking with your wife, and
she's like, the streets ain't gonna get it, bro.
yeah, and it's so important to like have a supportive support system, behind you, and obviously you had that throughout the process. So, I mean, I gotta ask, like, in regards to with all of it, with everything going on, like, where were you mentally through the process of you completing like these degrees and everything, and then you making a step forward, you continuing to progress?
Mentally, honestly, I was drained. Because you're going to school full time, and then you got to pay the bills too. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids got to eat, lights got to be paid, rent got to be paid. So, excuse me. So I was working full time too, but I was working overnight. Like I said, remember I said I was telling you, like, it was hard for me to get a job. Well, I came up on one. It was sweet. It was a sweet little job too, and I was driving trucks overnight, delivering car parts. But I wouldn't get off till like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got to be to school at 8 o'clock.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I did that for like 2 years. And I come in there bloodshot, man, like I've been smoking or something, man, but I'm tired. My eyes red. I'm just like, man, I'm exhausted. But it's like, and people say, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I mean, and it may sound like it may sound touche, but I'm like, yo, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing to it but to do it. When you know where you come from, and you know what you don't want to go back to, you know what you want to get to, then regardless of how tired you are, how uncomfortable it is, how difficult it is, you just gotta buckle down, man, and get through it, and can't keep your eyes focused on what's at the end. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but it's quite different from high school because high school I was joking around, hanging out in the hallway, fighting, trying to holler at the girls, this foolishness, right? But coming to school, going to college, I'm going to college for something that I want to learn.
Mm.
I found it interesting. And so one part, I guess, of how I look at things is like when I was doing music, I always said that I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be amongst the best that do it. So in order to do that, you have to perfect your craft. You have to spend time to perfect your craft. So I was writing songs every day. That's for every day, like multiple songs a day, right? So then, okay, come outside of the music realm and I'm not going to school. It's the same mindset. I want to be good at what I do. And the only way for me to be good is to absorb this knowledge. Read the chapters that the teacher telling you to read. Go do the work, do the research projects, do the papers. Even though I might be complaining, like, dang, I gotta do another 12-page paper. God dang, man, it's crazy. You're gonna do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I enjoyed learning. It was very interesting, and I was engaged. And then, shout out to the teachers too who made it that more interesting and easy to learn.
Yeah, I love this because, we talk about the final result, but a lot of the times we don't talk about the process, and what it took to really like get there. And the fact that, you work part-time, or I'm sorry, you work full-time overnight, slept a couple hours, then you had to go to school and, make sure that you got your curriculum, that you got your degree. And that I'm sure that was hard. Like that's something that a lot of people, can't bear, can't stand to bear. They'll give up because you went through your AA, your bachelor's, and then your master's. So with that being said, like how do you prioritize self-care and maintain your own mental health, like while also tending to others?
Mm-hmm. So self-care is just something that I talk a lot about. You have to take time out for yourself, whatever that looks like. You have to take time out for yourself. And then, being in a position where you're taking on everyone else's issues, you're helping, you're hearing some really sad, bad stuff sometimes, that can be emotionally draining. You know what I'm saying? But I have to take that time to do the things that I enjoy, to hang out with the kids, to sit on the patio and talk with wifey. My number one thing is going to the gym, which is what I'm doing when I get done with this meeting. Me and Elijah going to the gym, we're gonna get it in. That's my thing. And I coach football too. I've been coaching football for 8 years. But that is also another way that I get away from everything and just kind of be in tune to. I love football, man, and I love teaching the game to the kids, and I love seeing them tapped in and locked in. And when we on the field, it's like don't nothing else matter, man. All the, what I'm saying, like all the stuff that was going on, you leave that at the gate, you come in and you locked in with the boys, and we doing football. You know what I'm saying? So what just doing those little things, taking time out for myself, knowing when I need a break to take a break. And the number one thing, honestly, man, is getting rest and getting some sleep, man. You got to get some rest. You got to get your sleep, man. That is very important to your body. That is very important to your mental health, to your brain functioning, all that. So big on sleep and rest.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you because what they say, you can't pour from an empty cup. For sure. So a question I have: how long have you been coaching a mental health?
I'm going into my ninth season.
Oh, nice. Okay. So 9 seasons. I know you, like you said, seen some stuff, heard some things. What's one of the biggest misconceptions that some of your new clients have about mental about acquiring a mental health coach?
I think one of the biggest things is, well, first of all, a lot of people don't really know what to expect. And then when they have this expectation, it's usually something that they've seen on TV, or they're looking through the lens of someone else's experience, right? And so, man, it's funny, man, to see people who come in, and y'all know how I am. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. I just, in that room, I'm just me in a professional way. You know what I'm saying? So I could tell people come in, they all tense, and I'm like, oh, chill. Like, I ain't your probation officer, bro. Like, like, talk to them. What's going on? We just talking and going through stuff. You can see the CM, and it's like, man, I wasn't expecting it to be like this, man. I thought it was gonna be like this, or,
sitting on
and then, but I on the flip side, because there is still such a stigma around mental health, even with all the things that the public is trying to do, like the NFL, the NBA, musicians talking about their experiences, there's still a stigma around mental health, and people will rather silence or suffer in silence as opposed to getting the help that they need. Because it's like, oh, I'm good. They be in denial. I'm good. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm straight. I got it. And then it's like, oh, well, I don't want nobody to think I'm crazy. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want the family knowing. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if you had a health issue, you're not gonna be ashamed of going to the doctor.
Facts.
You're not gonna be ashamed of going to the doctor.
Go ahead in a hurry.
Yeah.
So hey, if something going on with your mental, something, it's okay if you got a sister to talk to or a friend to talk to, but you know what I'm saying? Man, and auntie, they can only give you so much advice. You feel me? And sometimes, so you're gonna have to do something professional so they can really get down to what's going on and provide evidence-based interventions that can help you get through what it is that you're going through.
Yeah, and you know what? That kind of reminds me of the statistic that that I was reading on about how African American women, a lot of the causes for heart failure, or yes, heart failure, is their mental health, them holding in a lot of problems and really not, expressing it, not talking to anyone.
I think that's because you know how society is with that Miss Independent. I can do it by myself. I don't need no help. When all actuality, we all need help. We all need somebody, like you said.
Sometimes people don't know who to go to or who to talk to.
Like T can only tell me some. She got her experiences. She got what she got going on. You know what I mean? And she also has, not on purpose, but she also is going to judge me from what she know of me. You know what I mean? Like, man, you're gonna be all right. I seen you. You'll be all right. You know, that's what they all tell us all the time. You'll be all right. So like you have to, go to that person. I really feel that. Like you have to go to someone, a professional that done did the case study and did the research and seen this a time or two before, and it can give you some. I'm big on coaches, whether it's mental health coach, life coach, whatever. I'm big on getting around people that's professional, that's have that experience, and that can give me some advice that can get me over that hurdle. My it might be seem so big to me, but I come in here and talk to you, and you're like, oh, I've seen that before. What you can do X, Y, and Z, and that might help you. And then that one little tip that you give me might take me over the top, and I'm good now. But if I don't come and get vulnerable, and when I think of mental health coach, I think of sitting on the couch, like you said, you're gonna sit on the couch. You got your little glasses on, notepad. I'm gonna tell you. So it all started back in 1981 when
Yeah.
but it's cool just to have, like you said, having someone that's relatable. Like when you tell me about being you probably would have been the one that I would have hit up, because I went through some times in my life. I lost a child, and I felt like I ain't gonna say the scum of the earth, but I felt really bad. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was my fault. And then I did end up getting a coach, and we talked, and she told me how did you do the best that you could do? And I was like, yeah, actually I did. And she was like, that's all that you could ever ask yourself. What did you learn from it? And just by her asking me, what did you learn from it? Like, because everything that we go through, there's a lesson. So did you learn a lesson? And I was like, yeah. And then she said, what did you learn? I said, well, I learned that I'm a good father. I did the best that I can do. The God upstairs is a better father than me, and I guess he needed his soldier to come on up there with him. Like, it was a lot of, just by her asking those questions. So my question is to you is like, how important is asking the right question to your clients and people that come to ask for your assistance with helping them with their mental health?
That's very important. It is very important. Yeah, that's actually something that you learn when you get into counseling skills and attributions class. When they teach you certain techniques on how to help your clients. One thing, I guess, one of the things that I do is something called Socratic questioning, which is I'm not really big on giving advice, right? But I can phrase questions in a way that make you think about it and come up with the answer yourself. For instance, if you have a belief of I don't know, if you just have a belief of something that is problematic, right? And that belief is causing you to display some problematic behaviors, right? And in order for me to challenge this belief that you hold on to so dearly, I can ask you certain questions. Well, what would it look like if X, Y, and Z was to happen? You know what I'm saying? Well, what do you think you would feel, you would think, or others would do around you if X, Y, and Z were to happen? Which gets them to think about, you know what, this whole time I've been afraid of this, and this. But now as I think about it, I'm kind of being a little irrational. You know what I'm saying? So asking questions is very important. More so like open-ended questions, which requires them to give you an elaborate response, as opposed to a closed-ended question where they could just say yes or no or give you a one word, right? So questions definitely play their role in the therapy process.
Yeah. One of my mentors, he asks us questions all the time, and if somebody says, "I don't know," he be like, "I'll take any answer except for I don't know." And then sometimes he'll ask a question, then the person will give him an answer, and then they're kind of like stuck with their answer. Then he'll ask the same question again, and then they'll be like, "Well, actually," and then it's like it's just the way you talk. It's like, I feel you more when I know that you understand me. Like when I feel like you're not trying to just like I'm not trying to give you no advice. I want to ask the questions to get to the root of the cause. And I feel like that's super important because I mean, you having your degrees and knowing all this stuff, that's great. But if I feel like you don't really know what I'm talking about, even whatever advice you give me, I'm going to reject it because you don't care. I'm just another one of your clients, and you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I love that aspect of how you say you ask those Socratic questions. That's very good.
Yeah, very much.
Would be surprised, man, how many clients like new clients I get who actually say that very thing as to why they left the last therapist that they were working with. It's like, it's just like I felt like we couldn't relate. They didn't understand. They just, they weren't giving me what I needed. You know what I'm saying? So, so I think that's just crazy they said that.
Yeah, I mean, people like to talk about themselves. They love to like their favorite word, and I heard this. The favorite sound. Their favorite sound is I. They want to talk about I, me. And so for you to ask questions about them, now they're able to express themselves, and at the end, they're like, you know what, this is real good. But all you did was ask questions and allow them to look outside of themselves.
Yeah. So we have a book club, right? Higher Learning Highlight Book Club, and at the end of each book club, we say have a little saying, and we say do something today that your future self will thank you for. And the last thing we say is put some respect on your mind. Don't forget to put some respect on your mind. When you hear me say that, what does come to you about how much respect you need to put on your mind?
Respect for yourself, respect for others. Put some respect on your mind. I think when you value respect, it's going to show in your interactions with other people. It's going to show in how you treat yourself. So yes, respect for yourself is imperative for self-growth and self-love, self-compassion. But then respect for others is going to help you create those relationships and have good interactions with other people.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. We're gonna have to make sure make a little clip of that little section right there, because that was like a perfect answer. But thank you so much.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. So I mean, when it comes to like, because you have kids now and then, this is.
I don't want this conversation to go over people's head because mental health is a subject. Like we talking about it now, but like when do you talk about it at the dinner table? Like when do you sit down with your kids and be like, hey, how you doing? And really listen to them instead of be like, hey, how was your day at school? Oh, okay, good. All right, then. So what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, like this is a conversation that I feel like it need to be had. It need to be talked about. Like we need to hear, how our listeners feel about this. Like what's going on in your life where you feel like you just not heard, or you're struggling with your kids or something. Like this conversation about mental health is definitely something that I feel like it's a subject that we don't talk about enough. And it's like something that we did. Like I was listening to someone the other day, and they said that you battle more. It ain't really about the fight with your ops. Everybody talk about the ops now. Everybody got a problem with their ops. And it's not the fight with your ops because your ops gonna take a day off. Your ops gonna get sick every now and then. You know what I mean? The ops gonna have some stuff pop up where they can't focus on you right now. They can't hit on you right now because they got stuff going on. But the person that you have to really focus on, or you really struggle or have fight with, and all this is with yourself. Because you gotta live with yourself every day for the rest of your life. Like
yeah.
That. And you know what? To be honest, man, is what you just said, the fighting with the ops. Ops can't fight if they by themselves. You fighting with the. So look, while you fighting, you supposedly got issues with me. I'm tuned in. I'm locked in on myself. I'm focused on what I got to do. So for it to be a fight, there has to be an engagement, right? There has to be me replying to you and going back and forth and all that, and me putting energy into whatever you got going on. But if all my energy is here on on my inner circle, what I got going on, ops and everybody else and what they talking about don't even matter no more. And to your point, yeah, the battle is yourself, and so that's actually part of the reason what led me into going to mental health counseling, because I wanted to be that agent for that change. I wanted to be a facilitator for that change. For the longest, I was a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. I was a part of the problem. I was contributing to the stuff that's going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that's an issue. But as you sit back and you look at people and you listen to people and you hear their stories, and it's like, dang, my people broken, bro. My people got a lot of stuff going on, generational stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? And people, a lot of people don't realize, but in order for you to change and get to a better place, you first got to change your mindset. I don't care where you go, you can change your location, you can change your house, you can change, move to a whole other city. But if you still got the same mindset, you're gonna still have the same problems. It's in a different place. But that's difficult to be. For some people are scared of change. Some people are comfortable with where they're at. Some people don't know really how to go about facilitating change. And then that's why I step in. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a little more, because if you have some serious mental health issues that are preventing you from contributing to your family, contributing to society, doing for yourself, then you're gonna have a whole lot of other issues. How can I focus and do my job the right way if I'm still struggling with past trauma? How can I go out here and do a job interview when I got crippling social anxiety? How can I go and do anything for my kids when I'm suffering from major depression and I don't want to get out my bed or leave my room? Really? Well, why you feel like that? Where that stuff come from? Because it ain't just happen overnight. You ain't just wake up and like, oh, I'm scared to go outside. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. So something happened. You went through something that you didn't get a chance to heal from, that you didn't get a chance to get over. And so what we do, a lot of time we just we try to shove it down, push it down, repress it, suppress it, stop thinking about it, act like it's not there, act like everything all good, and keep going on, and then next thing you know, it comes up again, and then we right back at square one.
Facts. Yeah, you gotta deal with it, man. Like, hey, I mean, at the end of the day, you deal with it or you don't. Either way, you're gonna suffer the consequences, whether it's good or bad.
From it. You got to heal from it, because if you're not healing from it, then, like you just said, those problems gonna reoccur. And when they reoccur, sometimes they can reoccur in a way that
people take their lives.
People take their lives. Even just not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago, a guy, a young boy in Polk County, I believe he was like 23 years old. He took his life, and it was from things that if he had somebody to talk to, if he had maybe a mental health counselor, a mental health coach to talk to, maybe it would have changed things. But, sometimes we put on this facade and we don't want people to know the truth. Like, we don't want our pride, our ego, gets in the way of our health. And that's the main cause. I think that ego can be very dangerous. So just going back to, you had asked a great question earlier in regards to like our kids, because it's important, especially the generation that we are living in today, where, these kids are experiencing different things. You have social media now. that's a mass influence over the kids. Like, how do we connect more with the generation? How do we have these conversations with our families?
By making time and sitting down and talking to your people. Put the dang on phone down, close the laptop, and talk to your kids. It don't have to be some old, some lecture or whatever. Like, these conversations can happen at any moment. At any moment. I talk to my kids all the time, and sometimes it's just and my kids openly talk amongst themselves, right? And a lot of times I don't say nothing, I just be listening. You know what I'm saying? And maybe something comes up in their conversation that makes me want to chime in and say, actually, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Perfect example, the other day, the kid said something about ADHD. This boy got ADHD. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, well, what is ADHD? What is that? I don't know. It's like when you can't sit down or something. So I educated him on what ADHD was and what it looks like. And then I inquired, why do you think this kid has ADHD? And so he started talking about it, so those conversations can happen anywhere. When I ask my kids, hey man, how you doing? How was your day? It was good. Yeah, what, anything interesting happened today? I don't know. And I say, well, if there was anything going on, would you tell me? Would you talk to me about it? Of course. All right. I just want to let you know that anytime something going on, you got something on your mind, come holler at me, man. Come talk to me. I got you. And then but even so thinking about from my position, I do a lot of stuff in the community. And so just was it last Saturday or Saturday before, I was at USF for a youth and young adult mental health summit that was hosted by NAMI. The kids was there. They came too. They heard the speakers. They got the information. Tomorrow, I actually have an event going on, which actually kind of relates to what to what y'all was talking about earlier. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be a guest speaker tomorrow, and this is to strengthen the father and son relationship. That's what the summit is about tomorrow, and the kids will be there tomorrow too. You know what I'm saying? So, I have them there. Stuff come on TV, stuff come on social media, in the music. People talk about certain things, and it's like, man, you heard what he said? Dang, man, that was deep. But what you think he said? What you think he meant by that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't have to be a scheduled time. Just talk to your kids, man. Always, have that sense of open communication. Like, yo, I can go and step the parts by anything, anytime.
That's funny. When you said that, I immediately thought about the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. My son is 9 years old, and the other day he asked me because he sing the songs and he know all the words of the song, and he said, "Dad, what is a pedophile?" I said, "Oh God, I had this discussion. I can't let the world teach you what the pedophile is. I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'm gonna put it in layman terms so you understand it and you have clear understanding of what it is. And like you said, no conversation gonna just pop up. I just love how you're in tune with the kids and you just listen. Like that's a lot. That's something that no one ever taught us as even as kids or as adults growing up. They always say, "Shut up and listen," or "Pay attention, sit up and pay attention." Like whoever taught us how to effectively listen. Like the fact that you listen to your kids is something that it's kind of like a gift, to be able to master that and listen to your kids and them random conversations. They gonna come and they random as I don't know what, and sometimes it blows my mind. I'm like, okay, here you go. We finna have my daughter 15. I'm like, oh, we finna have these talks, but it's coming. You want to know about it? Oh, here it comes. But the beautiful part about it is listening. I think that's the key thing I got from you. It's about even if it's strategically listening, like it ain't got the conversation ain't got nothing to do with you, but you just so happen to just put that lean out there a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, so now y'all do know about that. Oh, my son, you do know about what's this? Why does this hang like you know what I mean? Like different things that he might ask me about his sexuality or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know it, but you don't understand it. And I think that's vital that we know that's a part, like an added part of the whole, totality of making the world a better place because, you're actually arming your kids by putting them in the right room. I love that. How you said, I got to speak tomorrow. They coming too. Yeah. Cause they can't, once they hear something or see something, you can't unsee it. And that's one thing I love about my mentor. I take my kids to the beach and we got a beach that's kind of close. And instead of going to that beach, I take them to the one that's a little further. Because when you go a little further, we have to go A1A, and it's like it's all the big houses, and on the left, on the right, we be like, oh man, we be like, oh, I wonder what they do to get that house right there. I wonder what they do. And once they see it, they can't unsee it. So I just love how your strategy behind, what I'm saying, having those conversations with your kids and putting them in the right room. Sometimes that's all you got to do. I have a mentor, and he taught. I tell everybody this all the time. I was his cameraman for 2 years in Tampa, Kenny Russian, and I tell people all the time. I don't even know if I told Kenny this, but I said he didn't teach me nothing. He didn't teach me a thing. He ain't never sit me down and be like, okay, this is what you do. You take this, you do that, you put this over here. You call it. I learned by osmosis. I learned by being around the right people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be around the right coach. You got to put yourself in the right room. You got to get vulnerable. You got to know that you don't know something. And, so I just want to say kudos to you for getting your kids in the right room and always having them around so they can at least, because coming from us, the father, they were like, oh, you just gonna give me this speech again. I done heard that a thousand times, Dad. You done told me. But when you hear somebody on the stage and you got all these other kids your age looking around and y'all all focus on this one person and they give you the same advice, you be like, oh. You look at they probably look at it there like, yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, he told me.
It hit different. It hit different.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And as you mentioned, Aaliyah, she's 15 and she's actually thinking about going into the field of being a psychiatrist.
Yeah, she definitely gonna get this episode right here.
Absolutely.
Sure. This how you put them boys in the room. I'm gonna put her in front of this TV, this laptop, watch this episode.
Absolutely. So what advice would you give someone that is looking to get into the field? What should they expect? What should they do? What advice would you have for someone looking to get into the field?
First is to find a good institution, find a good school, find a school that is K-CREP accredited. Make sure that when you want to find a program that's K-CREP accredited because you don't want to go through all those years of schooling just to find out that none of it counts. So definitely make sure that the program is K-CREP accredited. Two, now that you apply for these scholarships and you're paying for their schooling, do the work. Do the work. If you want to excel, it's more to just doing your little discussions every day and turn it in your little paper. Read the text. Read, take notes. Really get an understanding. Find someone who maybe is already ahead and is in the field and tap in with them. Okay, well, what was this like for you? Get advice from them. Hey, I'm doing this. But just focus, and I'm gonna tell you, sometimes it is difficult, sometimes it is challenging. Not so much that the work is hard, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and it can be a little discouraging. So what I would say is in that text or context is don't be a procrastinator when it comes to doing your work.
Ooh, I felt that.
Like seriously, because look, man, it'd be times where you'll have a discussion post, right? Then you gotta respond to those discussions. Then you gotta do a research paper. Then you gotta do all this other stuff, and then it's due by this day. And if you're not doing a little bit every day, before you know it, you'll be like, oh shoot, I got 3. It's done. It's doing 3 days, and then you staying up all night, stressed out, trying to get your work done. Do your work. Don't procrastinate. Find you a good place when it come down to the end. You got to do your practicum and you got to do your internship. Find you a good place that's actually going to teach you and not just use you. That's going to be important because there's a lot of places that provide these internships programs, right? But they're just using you to do the work that they don't want to do, and you're not learning anything. So make sure you find a spot that's going to challenge you, that's going to teach you, that have a good supervisor, that's going to help you practice what you've learned in the classroom. And then I say when you come out of school, go ahead and start studying for your exam. Don't wait. Go and start studying for your exam, because a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the licensure exam is some of the same stuff that you learn in school.
You gotta keep it fresh. You gotta be fresh.
Yeah.
I keep it fresh. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of a lot, because I know it's a lot, not only physically, but it's also a lot mentally, because therapists and psychiatrists and even so therapists and psychiatrists, they are taking on a lot of people's problems. So like, do they also have, like, do y'all have a way that y'all dump as well? Because it can be a lot, taking on a lot of issues, a lot of problems mentally.
So it's not uncommon for a clinician to also have their own individual therapist. That's not uncommon. Because at the end of the day, yes, you're a therapist, but you're also a human who also has stuff going on. And so sometimes it can be difficult to balance those things out. Having colleagues that you can tap in with and talk. And even for me, like, I think my time is really my alone time, my time to reflect. So I can, I think about some of the things that went on in session. Maybe some ideas that I wish would have came up while I was in session, but I have to save them for next time. You know what I'm saying?
Hindsight.
Yeah, like, oh man, I should have said that, man. Let me write that down real quick. But and having someone to talk to. Yeah, but a lot of people do have their own therapist that they can talk to. For me, I guess my supervisor would be that person that I talk to a lot, specifically regarding my clients and some of the issues that they're having.
Yeah, that's important.
Super important. Yeah, but I know that, like, energy transfers, and sometimes I mean, you're professional, but like you said, you're a human, and sometimes you might hear a sad story that really hits you because you probably was right in them shoes as well, but you can't really go into it. You know what I mean? So definitely,
and
I love
some
that.
things that you can control, and then there's some things that you can't control. Right. And so
this has been a really good conversation.
It has. It really, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a lot of more strategic listening to my kids. I'm gonna make sure that.
Hey, our parents call that ear hustling.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We call it whatever you want to. Whatever you want. But man, thank you so much, man, for coming and giving us some of your time, giving us some of your knowledge today. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna be getting my daughter. She actually might help me edit this episode because she need to hear this, and this is right up her alley. She loves this type of talk. So I really appreciate you, brother. And
for sure, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, before we get out of here, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Highlight stands for hustler, innovator, gifted, and honorable. And we high on love, high on impact, high on faith, and high on energy. Which one of those acronyms resonates with you and why?
Does it have to be one?
Man, do you?
So, I would have to go with love, impact, and energy. Love, impact, and energy. Love. We're human, right? We are like, we need each other, and a big part of that is love. It's difficult for people to get into any field and be successful, and they don't love what they do, right? My wife asks me all the time, like, well, how was your day, man? Whatever. She might see my facial expression and think, oh, you had a bad day, and I'm like, nah, baby, I don't have bad days. She's like, what you mean? I said, I don't have bad days. Like, I don't have bad days. It might be busy, but I don't have bad. I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I work in a school setting as well as private practice. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, at times it's like, dang, that's a lot. But I love it. I love the population. I love working with the kids. I love working with my clients. I love helping them get to what they need to get to. Right. which leads me to impact. I'm making an impact, or at least I'm trying to, right? Just this past couple weeks ago, man, the school that I work at, we had our graduation. Bro, I had 5 families come to me to seek me out, to tell me, man, how grateful they were that I helped their child get through what they was going to. You're like, man, I don't know how we got to graduation, man, but I'm so thankful that you was working with them and you helped them. And you know, we had many exchanges over email and phone calls, but I know that you were a part of their success, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So like, you know, hearing stuff like that, I'm like, damn, okay, I guess I am doing something I help. You know what I'm saying? And then energy. I'm big on energy because that's what attracts people to us or pushes them away. Your energy. You know what I'm saying? And when you surround yourself with positive vibe, with good energy, then you can't help but have good energy on your own. And you know, we're gonna feed off each other, and we're gonna go, you know, we're gonna feed off each other, we're gonna be energetic, man, we're gonna have good positive vibes, good positive energy, and we're gonna go out here and we're gonna do something and, you know, try to do something positive and change the world, man.
Yes, sir. I love that. Love, impact, and energy. That couldn't answer it even no better than that. That was all point.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, can you tell the people how they can follow you, how they can get in contact with you, if you got anything going on? Yeah, let people know.
Yeah. So, you can hit me by email, LeNario@communityvictory.com. You can hit us. We have a website too, thecollectthewellnessinstitute.com. And you can also follow us on Facebook, the Collective Wellness Institute. You know, I'm not very big on the social media thing. I need to be. My supervisor be trying to push me like, hey man, you got to get this social media thing going. But I just be having so much on my plate, man, that I don't follow through. One, so soon I'm gonna get an Instagram soon, man. But you know, for now, y'all can check us on there. You can also hit us online. You can check me out on Psychology Today. You can find me on Psychology Today. I got a profile on there as well. But yeah, what I have coming up, like I say, tomorrow we're having our strengthening the father and son bond seminar tomorrow, and that's gonna be here in Tampa.
Nice. Yeah, this has been a great episode. Thank you once again for tuning in with us, sharing with us about mental health, because y'all know how important mental health is. And for us to just have this conversation, I hope that y'all took a lot from this conversation. Make sure that you do comment below, like, and subscribe to the podcast.
I was just going to say, this is not only for the listeners, this was their first time meeting you, but this was also my first time meeting you. It's your family here, Tramika, and she always talks so good about you. Yeah. She was super excited about this interview, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. You know, I'm so nonchalant. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And, you know what I'm saying? Then he shows up with the Buccaneer shirt, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Oh, Lord. But it was a pleasure meeting you, brother. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're going to have some more conversation. And I wish you nothing but the best. And I hope I know you're going to kill it tomorrow at your event for sure.
Yes, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having me, man. This was fun. I look forward to doing this again too, man. So yeah, and if y'all want to reach out to me, let me know what's up. It was good to meet you too. And sis, man, I love you, man. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We definitely come to Tampa soon.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like Tramika said, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, share it out to your friends and family. Let them know that it's okay. We got each other, man. Mental health is a subject that needs to be a discussion. Don't let it just go over y'all heads, y'all. Love on each other. And with that being said, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And please don't forget to put some respect on your mind. Hey.